Today's conference was told how the ugly monster of racism has taken to our streets.
When I want to take a cab, the man refused to take me.
You end up meeting lots of people on the street thinking they are good Christian, but no, they're not. They're not.
This report on the growing level of racism was broadcast in the year 2000. And in the past 21 years, immigration has grown, and yet the problem hasn't been tackled. Racist incidents are rising, according to the Irish Network Against Racism. So what needs to be done to ensure that the problem doesn't get any worse?
Most people, I think, would like to see Ireland as an open and tolerant society. However well-meaning that is, though, our institutions don't look like the wider diversity of our society, such as, say, the civil service, the teachers in our schools, perhaps even the media. Academia could be more representative, I think, of wider society also. So I think there is a sort of an onus in us then to see that those institutions begin to reflect the diversity of our society.
That diversity is not greatly evident where the biggest decisions are made. Senator Ailbhe Flynn, who's a member of the traveller community, understands the struggle in getting beyond the gates of Leinster House.
I know how tough it can be to go on to be anything you want to be once you put your mind to it. We have to look at the our economic background. We have to look at our our gender, or just the world around us and where we fit in them worlds, because again, economic discrimination is very, very real in Ireland today, and unfortunately we don't all have the same opportunities to get into the House of Directors.
Senator Ailbhe Flynn, who's a member of the traveller community, Fianna Fáil's Arumu Adejemi, is an example of that.
It's so important, in this conversation about race, conversation about discrimination, how do we tackle it is if we have adequate representation, we can start changing the narrative to show particularly the migrants that, these are areas where you can excel, and to show the natives as well that, there's not much difference between us, but bar our accent or the colour of our skin,
These women are subject to racism through internet platforms. And while the government's publication of hate crime legislation has been welcomed, Ireland's Human Rights and Equality Commissioner says it's not enough.
Certainly, I don't think government are dealing with it. I mean, if internet platforms are profiting through the polarisation of views or the proliferation of hate speech online, we have to look at that.
Leadership was called for back in the year 2000 to ensure people are welcomed here and not just tolerated. 21 years on, minority groups are moving into positions where they can lead, but it's clear more needs to be done to increase that representation. Ailbhe, Conneely, RTE News.